Hello everyone. I'm Jamie Trull, your favorite CPA and financial literacy coach, and today we're going to be talking about business credit cards. I'm going to tell you specifically about the credit cards with the best rewards, which ones I recommend, and also things you need to think about and be aware of with regards to credit card rewards points from a taxation perspective if you are a business owner. Okay, so there are some things to be mindful of. There are some tips that I'm going to give you on how to use these points in the best way from a tax perspective, and just to make sure that you're aware of what some of those things that you might want to avoid are. So we're going to jump right on into it. Now, first and foremost, I have to give a caveat about credit cards in general. Credit cards tend to have very significantly high interest balances, and I do not recommend them to be used regularly within your business if you're going to carry a balance for a period of time. Okay, your interest is typically going to be accrued on your overall average balance, and that interest is oftentimes going to be in the double digits, and it is significant, and it creeps up even if you are one day late in paying that credit card bill. I think there are other funding options that are available to business owners that are better than using credit cards to routinely cash flow your business, okay? Now, I teach quite a bit on how to manage cash flow, how to make it so that you don't need to rely on debt for cash flow. We're not going to get into all of that here. I have courses that dive into that topic. However, here we're going to talk about if you are going to use credit cards, I recommend paying them off routinely. Because if you're signing up for credit cards and you're hoping to get travel rewards and things like that from these credit cards or cash back, right? You are going to very quickly erode the value of those points if you're not paying off that bill, right? The interest that you are going to accrue is going to very quickly outpace the rewards that you are going to get from these credit cards. So don't sign up for them just for rewards unless you know that you are going to be paying them off every single month. I love putting these things on auto pay and always making sure that you have enough cash in there. Treat them like cash. I don't spend on my business credit card unless I already have that cash sitting in my bank account ready to pay that bill when it comes due. Okay, so that is my caveat on credit cards in general. But if you know that you are a responsible credit card owner, I see no problem in using this to be able to make some money back on money you're already spending, okay? So my favorite card and the one that I use personally for business purposes is the Chase Ink card. So you get 1.5% cash back or in rewards, and we're going to talk in a minute about which is most advantageous and things to think about with that regarding taxes. Okay, but 1.5% is pretty good, and sometimes they also have bonuses like other credit card companies do where that gets even higher in certain categories. There's no annual fee, which I really like, and I also like the fact that you can combine the points with other Chase cards you may have. So if you have, let's say, the Chase Sapphire card, which is another one that I recommend for personal purposes, right, then you're able to actually combine those points and have even more purchasing power, which is a pretty cool thing to be able to do. So if you want to check out all the cards that I recommend, check out jamietrull.com/credit cards. It's also going to tell you exactly what the sign-up bonuses are that are current on each of those cards. So we do keep that updated with what the current sign-on bonuses are. And right now, the Chase Ink, when I'm recording this, has a 75,000 bonus point offer for new credit card members. Okay, so if you sign up and you spend a certain amount within the first several months, then you will get an additional 75,000 points. What the heck does that mean in terms of actual dollars? Well, the value of that is roughly about $750, depending on what you cash it back for. However, I do recommend checking that out. Those bonuses do change around. Sometimes they have even higher bonuses than that, but that is always a nice little added thing to get when you sign up for a new credit card. So the big question I get a lot is, are credit card points taxable? And if you go Google that, you will probably see that the answer that comes up everywhere is no, they're not taxable. They're not considered income. Now, I will tell you that that's really thinking about it from a personal perspective, meaning they're not going to send you a 1099 for those credit card rewards points in most circumstances. Now, a exception to that is the fact that if you had a bonus or a sign-on bonus or something that you received and you didn't have a minimum spending amount, right, to be able to get that bonus, then that may be seen actually as income that you would potentially have to claim, which is part of the reason that a lot of credit card companies have that rule in there where you do have to spend a minimum amount. Therefore, it's considered a rebate and not taxable income. However, things get a little murky, as they tend to do when you are a business owner. So let's talk about that. If we're seeing these as rebates, right? If the IRS is seeing these amounts of money that you're getting back, let's say in cash back, as a rebate to you, right? Then no, that's not taxable necessarily as income. However, from an accounting perspective, right, they would expect that that rebate would be applied against those business expenses that you paid with the card. So if you're using your card for business expenses and you receive cash back, maybe in the form of a statement credit or even as a separate check sent to you, right? They would expect that you would reduce your business expenses that you are deducting on your taxes to account for that rebate. So you can see where the frustration comes in that no, of course, again, while they may not be taxable per se as income, if you have to reduce your expenses that you are deducting because of that refund that you're getting, right, because of that rebate, then ultimately it's going to have the exact same impact on your taxes as if it were taxable, right? It's going to reduce your ability to deduct those expenses, i.e. making your profit higher, i.e. making your taxes higher. So that's how they can get around saying it's not taxable, but ultimately at the end of the day, if you are taking that as cash back, right, that is going to be something they would expect you to account for within your P&L and reduce those expenses that you're deducting. Now, the other thing is, even if you don't use the points as cash back, even if you don't take a statement credit or anything like that, you could still have some tax implications to your business, even if you're taking them out in the form of rewards. For example, if you are maybe booking business travel with your rewards points, right? Then you can't deduct that business travel because you didn't ultimately pay for it, right? You're not going to be able to deduct that on your P&L. What does that mean? At the end of the day, what should we be doing? Well, I'm going to tell you, there isn't a lot of guidance on this specifically. So a lot of this are just my thought process on how it would make sense to be able to use these and not have it impact the taxability and your profit within your business related to these rewards points. Now, this works especially well if you are a small business owner, maybe you're a solopreneur, right? And you are the sole owner of your business. So you're racking up these credit card points and you're trying to figure out what to do with them. So if you're using these things more in your personal life, if you are taking those travel rewards for personal travel and things like that, then ultimately, in my opinion, that should not have an impact on your business, right? So you can still continue to deduct all of your expenses related to business travel because you're continuing to spend actual money on those within your business. You don't have to reduce your expenses for any kind of cash back that you received, right? But you're still getting the benefit of those points without it impacting taxes on the business side. So that's typically what I recommend, especially for small business owners, for solopreneurs, for people who are 100% owners of their business generally, that you can use these more in your personal life. Now, again, the IRS has not said whether that's okay or not okay, but as of right now, there's no evidence to the contrary that that would be an issue or that the IRS would have any problem with that. However, I always recommend checking with your own CPA and getting their thoughts on the matter as well, because while I am a CPA, I am not your CPA. And I do think that it's important to bring them in when you're making decisions about these things. So one final tip that I have for you, whether you're using the Chase Ink card or you're using another card for your purchases, is to make sure that you're aware of different promotions going on. So whether you are getting additional points perhaps for using that card for specific types of expenses and different promotions that they have, you can get extra points for certain things at times, or whether you are getting more back, right, by using it for specific things. Oftentimes, different credit cards will give you promotions. They will give you, additional amounts that you can get if you redeem them for specific companies or specific purchases, right? Keeping an eye on what those are. You can actually go usually into your portal, into your rewards portal, and check out exactly what the different promotions that are running currently are. So familiarize yourself with that. I know for the Chase Ink card, you can even use it for things like checking out on Amazon or with PayPal. So there's lots of different options for using your points in an effective manner. And different credit cards are going to be different with what they are going to offer. So just keep tabs on what those offers are. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you found this useful. If you do decide to sign up for a credit card, one of our recommended preferred credit cards, please use our link. We very much appreciate it. It helps to support this channel and to be able to bring you more content just like this. We'll see you next time.